You know, to live in a country where you have elections means that we are the home of the free because of the brave. We're having Memorial Day next Monday. We have off. And part of that is remembering. It's remembering that Jesus Christ loves us. We remember all those who love us. Our family, our friends, the people we work with, the people we're in school with. And the third thing that we remember is those who have died in service to the country. And so as we listen to our speakers today, and then we go back to our rooms, first grade and second grade, you'll be voting in next year or the year after that in the school. So you listen. You listen to the way the people speak, to what they say. You listen to Suzanne and this year's Student Council Board, because who knows, next year or the following year, you may be a representative, but every one of you represents this school. Every one of you represents your family. Every one of you represents your country, whether you're elected or you're not. And so, remember that as you go, ask God's help for whatever you do. Good morning and thank you for joining us in this important part of planning for the school's future. We should not take for granted that we live in this amazing country where elections are possible and every voice can be heard. So, what we're going to do is we're just going to stand. I didn't say talk. How many heard me say talk? Raise your hand and see what happens. The old nuns. Let us begin in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Remember, O most gracious Virgin Mary, that never was it known that anyone who fled to your protection, implored your help, or sought your intercession was left unaided. Inspired by this confidence, we fly unto you, O Virgin of Virgins, our Mother. To you we come, before you we stand, sinful and sorrowful. O Mother of the Word incarnate, despise not our petitions, but in your mercy hear and answer us. Amen. What we're going to do, boys and girls, you may be seated quietly. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. Thank you for calling me to bless myself. We all help each other, boys and girls. The Student Council does many things, boys and girls, and moms and teachers. They listen to the students. They provide information. Many times this year, some of our Student Council didn't always get down to the teachers in the lower floors like they were supposed to. But we're going to work on that real hard for next year. They're a communication channel. They go to students, they go to administration, the teachers, the parish, the community. They contribute to the school atmosphere. They create a positive school atmosphere by providing students with a sense of ownership. They raise students' awareness of bigger issues. We've done different things this year that helped us to see other people who needed our help, and you were so, so generous. And there's a partnership. The Student Council is a partner with administration, with the staff, with the parents in the running the school. And I can only tell you that when we were doing something as simple as the Newcomb, the board here sat and we planned how to do that. I said, I think we should do this. Everybody on that board in the back said, no, sister, we should do this. I listened to them, and it worked out really well. So they work together, they have their 2 cents, they put it in. If it works, why not? And that's the way it's going to be next year with our 8th grade board, and also those of you who are reps. So I'm going to turn this over to the beautiful Mrs. Wagenborg, who is also part of the Student Council.
Our first candidate for commissioner is Ava Kersey, and Bobby is going to talk to us about the responsibilities.
The office of commissioner functions to be responsible to promote all student activities, keep accurate minutes of the student council or student body meetings in the absence of the secretary, represent the students at meetings and bring up any student ideas, and act as the school's host and official representative.
And you have 1 minute for your speech.
guest, I am running for the Student Council Executive Board. I have been attending St. Thomas since I was 3 years old when I started preschool. I play many sports, including lacrosse and softball for St. Thomas. I also volunteer as much as I can with current activities here at our school. St. Thomas is part of who I am, and I want to be our school commissioner. Maybe you're not sure what a commissioner does, and honestly, I wasn't sure at first either. So let me take a moment to tell you what I can do as the commissioner here at St. Thomas. I will help keep things organized, which is one of my best skills. I will work closely with the rest of the Student Council Board to plan new, exciting activities during the next school year. I will listen to your ideas and comments. I will be there for you, making sure your voice is heard. Remember, a vote for Ava is a vote for you and for our school. Always vote Ava, and together we can make a change.
Our next officers are treasurer. Our first candidate will be Kayla Hughes, and then we will have Robert Smith. And right now we have our current treasurer to tell you about the responsibilities.
The Office of Treasurer functions to keep track of the student council budget, inform the council of how much money is spent for each event, take leadership in creative fundraising and charity events, act as the school's host and official representative.
So now we'll hear from Kayla.
Good morning. My name is Kayla Hughes, and I am running for Student Council Treasurer. First, let me tell you about Treasurer's responsibilities. The Treasurer is responsible for the funds of the school and for making sure that projects, activities, and trips stay within the school's budget. Furthermore, the Treasurer is to make sure that all bills are paid and accounted for while communicating this information with the Student Council members. I believe I would be the best choice as Treasurer due to my communication skills, collaborative skills, excellence in mathematics, and overall completion of assigned tasks. I would love the opportunity to work alongside our school council as we make significant improvements to STA's activities, lunches, and more, while staying within the budget. Now let me ask you, do you want to see positive changes occur? Do you want your donations to make a difference? Do you want to see wise investments made in keeping school activities fun? There's a simple way to make it happen. All you have to do is mark your vote for Kayla Hughes as treasurer.
Now we will hear from Robert.
Hi everyone, my name is Robert Smith, and I'm hoping to be your choice for treasurer. You may have seen my signs around the building saying, "In Rob we trust," or "He's got skills to pay the bills." Let me tell you a little bit about why I have the skills to pay the bills. I've had experience as a class representative at my previous school. Through this experience, I have learned how to communicate with kids and adults alike, and also learned that sometimes listening is as good, if not better, than speaking. As treasurer, my honors math training has prepared me to keep track of the finances for the St. Thomas the Apostle Executive Board. It is here at St. Thomas the Apostle that I would like to utilize my talents and truly make a difference in this school and community. If you exhibit trust in me and my experience, I will not let you, the student body of St. Thomas, down. Your vote is so important to me and the rest of my classmates. Voting is the voice of the student body that can be heard at every corner of the school. Please place your trust in me, Robert Smith, as your treasurer. Thank you.
And we have our first candidate will be Casey Close and then Shannon Wood.
The Office of Secretary functions to keep the minutes of all student body and student council meetings and hand them out at least 2 days after the meetings. Be responsible for student body correspondence and any student council printed materials, and act as the school's host and official representative.
So now we have Casey Close.
Hello, fellow students of STA. Some of you may know me because my mom is your math teacher. But in case you don't know me, my name is Casey Close, and I would like to be your new secretary for the 2017-2018 school year. Before I talk about why I'm qualified, here are a few things about me. I've been going to St. Thomas since preschool. I've been here for 10 years. I play basketball and softball. I am a cheerleader, and I'm in National Junior Honor Society. Here are just a few reasons why I think I am right for the job. I am responsible, organized, attentive, and I have good grades. I am passionate about this position, and I know I will be able to fulfill everyone's wishes and ideas. The secretary is responsible for all of the paperwork and taking notes of the meetings. I think I am qualified for this because, like I said before, I am organized and new. I will try my best to suggest fun things to our future president that will make our school even better. I promise to all of you I will be able to perform the tasks that come my way to the fullest. Your vote will mean the world to me, so if you want a secretary that will make STA great again, then vote for Casey. Thank you.
All right, now we will hear from Shannon Wood.
Hi, as many of you know, my name is Shannon Wood. Hi, as many of you know, my name is Shannon Wood and I am running for the Student Council Secretary. If I am elected, my goal for the 2017-2018 school year will be to serve and provide for the St. Thomas community to the best of my ability. I'm the third oldest out of 7 kids. While I consider that a challenge, it has helped me to grow beyond my years. I consider myself very focused and organized, which are 2 key aspects of being a great secretary. I'm ready to work hard to fulfill the duties of being a secretary, and I am asking for your vote. I'm very happy to be part of the St. Thomas family. As your secretary, I will provide a better school community and have a smile on my face for all the students of St. Thomas. I have made every effort to be as much a part of this community as possible, from my involvement with TAP to my giving my all on the field as a St. Thomas Knight for both soccer and lacrosse. I promise to continue to give my all as your secretary. Thank you, and I humbly ask for your vote. Remember to vote Shannon Wood for secretary.
Our next speaker will be our current Vice President, Eva, and then we will have our first candidate, Mary Barone and Claire Campbell.
The office of Vice President functions to assume all powers and duties of the President in his or her absence, attend all student council meetings, take active leadership in the student body activities, including fundraisers and socials, and act as the school's host and official representative.
So our first candidate is Mary Barone.
Good morning. My name is Mary Barone, and I am running for Vice President for next year. I have been at St. Thomas for 8 years, and I have had 5 siblings graduate from St. Thomas. I have participated in 6 sports, 4 clubs. I've been in honors math for 3 years, and I am the secretary of the National Junior Honor Society. Being a part of these numerous activities helps me learn how to be a leader. As Vice President, I would like to focus on 2 things: service and school activities. I've recently been to the Dominican Republic and worked in a poor village. From this experience, I learned how important giving back to the community is. Since shoes are limited in the Dominican Republic, we will have a flip-flop drive. Also, I would like to create more interactive and fun activities at St. Thomas. For example, I would like to make UNDA more engaging. What we will do is have each class make a sampling of their country's food for other classes to taste. These are just some of my many ideas. Lastly, I will always be supportive to the future president and work as hard as possible to take your ideas into action. Thank you. Vote Mary Barone for Vice President.
Now we will hear from Claire Campbell.
Hello, I'm Claire Campbell, and I am running for Vice President of STA. I've only been in STA for a year, but in this 1-year period, I've done a lot. I love music and theater. In STA, I am in a lot of different musical clubs. I have also this year been introduced into the National Junior Honor Society. I love sports too, like soccer and softball. I have a question for everyone. Do you guys have good ideas that will make this great school even better? If you elect me for Vice President, I'll be there for you, and will listen to all those ideas. If the President is not there to fulfill their duties, I will be there for the council to assist. If I am vice president, I will work hard with the president and create a great student council. I am a very positive person. I believe that a vice president should have these qualities: patience to listen to other people's voices, dedication to the position, responsibility, leadership, determination, the ability to bring group spirit, and many more. If you vote me for vice president, you will see that I have all these great qualities. I will make sure that we reach our goal of making St. Thomas the Apostle even better than it already is. Even though I only been here at St. Thomas for a year, I will bring new ideas to make this school a great one. Vote Claire Campbell for vice president if you want your voice to be heard. And remember to smile, share, and make good decisions. Thank you very much.
Now we will hear from our current president, Suzanne, and then we will have our first candidate, Thomas Hayburn, and then followed by Abigail Ryan.
The office of the president functions to preside all meetings of the student council, shall call student council meetings whenever necessary, be responsible for the agenda for the student council meeting, and act as the school's host and the official representative.
So now Thomas Hayburn.
Hello, my name is Thomas Hayburn, and I am running for the president of the Student Council for the 2017-2018 school year. I have attended St. Thomas starting with pre-K 3. As president, I will strive to be a hardworking, honest, and the best president I can be for our amazing school. My goal is to make St. Thomas an even greater school and to make St. Thomas even more fun for the students. I will make sure that no suggestion gets ignored or tossed aside. I will work with the students, the class representatives, and the executive board to identify the most meaningful and effective fundraisers and charity events where we can make the most impact. And I will try to make the 2017-2018 school year as fun, memorable, and as successful as it can be for each student of our wonderful school. So when you put down your vote on your ballot, please consider Thomas Hayburn as your president for the 2017-2018 school year. Thank you.
Now we will hear from Abigail Ryan.
Before I begin, I'd like to give the current student council a round of applause. They've done a fantastic job. My name is Abby Ryan, and today I'm asking you to vote for you. A vote for Abby is a vote for you. I don't want you to make me president. I want you to make us all president. I want you all to have a voice. I've been listening to you and what you need. That is why, if I'm president, I will get a sports store to donate all new sports equipment. And I've also heard that many of us do after-school activities. We are a pretty active school, and sometimes it is difficult to get done all of our homework. That is why, if I am president, I will work with Mr. Keeley to create an optional study hall during school. Now I know that the student council board is 8th grade students, and not the 3rd grade or the 5th grade, but you all need to have a voice. That is why, if you make me your president, my first order of business will be to ask Mr. Keeley for a special student council email address, so you can directly contact me at any time with any questions or concerns you may have. I want the president of our school next year to be each and every one of you. That is why a vote for Abby is a vote for you. So when you get that ballot sheet today, I ask that you vote for Abby Ryan and let your voice be heard.
Right now, boys and girls, you're going to go back and you're going to have a ballot sheet like this. And when we wrote the ballots, we just did them alphabetically. So when they're there, you can just, go back to your rooms. When teachers, when they have voted, and I might have given you a few extras, please do not stuff the ballot boxes, teachers. Please send it up to Mrs. Parsons, and we'll be counting that at lunchtime, Mrs. Wagenborg and Mrs. Parsons and I. We're very proud of the 9 of you who stepped up. I told them on Friday when I met with them that I really like the people who stepped up. There would have been many more who would be just as good coming up, but I like what I see here, and I know that, that they have good hearts, and their ideas were so good when they spoke it here. So we'll take that with us, and we wish you all luck, and thank you again to our board from this year. All right, everybody, we'll get ready to go back to the rooms and vote and send them up to Mrs. Parsons.